What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend and also had a great Easter, although you guys aren't seeing this video till Tuesday. But we're back here with another off-season rebuild. One of the teams that was eliminated from the play-in tournament. Obviously, we did the Mavericks already, and now we got to do the other team that was eliminated as well. Of course, I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and we all know the biggest question this offseason when it comes to Atlanta: will Trey Young be an Atlanta Hawk next season? Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about it and do this Hawks offseason rebuild in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 56% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do follow them 56%, want to change that as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. For context, I am recording this on Monday morning before the Knicks and Pistons game 2 and the Denver and LA game 2. Not that that really matters, but I just always like to say that just in case some news drops that I don't talk about or acknowledge, I guess. But let's go ahead and look at this Hawks roster because like I said, they got eliminated from the play-in, and that's where they kind of been the last few years, is around the play-in tournament, and they just haven't had success for the most part. They've gotten to the playoffs as well, but they don't go very far. Obviously, the peak of the Atlanta Hawks in the Trey Young era is when they made it to the conference finals way back then. And ever since then, it just hasn't really been much for Atlanta. So the biggest question will be, what are they going to do with Trey Young? Is Trey Young going to be an Atlanta Hawk this offseason, or is he going to be moved? That remains to be seen. I will tell you, the last Hawks rebuild that we did, I did trade Trey Young. So part of me wants to try to make it work with him today, as the Cavaliers beat the Warriors in 5 games. That's a finals we've seen plenty of times, obviously. Chris Paul is calling it a career. Lowry's recalling it a career, and so is Mike Conley. But yeah, my anticipation is hoping to keep Trey Young this offseason, because the last rebuild that I did with the Hawks, I traded him away to Orlando, which is still a destination I think could make sense for Trey Young. A lot of point guards could fit there, obviously. But let's go ahead and see how the lottery works. As we know, we're not going to keep our pick. We're able to potentially get the Kings pick from the Kevin Huerter trade, as long as they don't jump up, because it's only top 12 protected. So as long as it stays at 13, which a 0.8% chance to jump up to 1, we should be able to get this pick. It would be crazy if they jumped up, though. And no, we get to keep it. So Jazz get 1, Nets 2, 3 Hornets, and then the 4 the Blazers. But if we're going to build around Trey Young, and obviously our pick's going to the Spurs, we got to make sure we put a good roster around him. I do think they actually have a pretty good roster around him. It's just a matter of internal development. Riconchet potentially stepping up into his sophomore season. Jalen Johnson going back from his injury. We're going to keep Quinn Snyder as the head coach still for now. So we have 12, and I think we have another pick as well. We have 12 and 22 via the Lakers. So is there anything I want to do on draft night to just spark something right away, or do we want to just draft with 12 and 22? I definitely think we should probably just draft first to just kind of see what fall on the board. So let's go ahead and do that first and foremost. So number 1 is going to be flagged to Utah. Igor is going number 2 to Brooklyn. Wow. So Ace, Billy, and Harper are going to fall, or one of them is going to fall to the Blazers, as Dylan Harper goes to Portland. Interesting. Okay. So we got VJ Edgecombe to Washington, and we got Will Riley to the Pelicans. Oklahoma City is going to get Blue Walk. Okay. And then we got Trey Johnson via the Raptors, Caspers, and then Jeremiah Fears, Liam McNeely, and then we get Ben Seraph off the board. Okay. So this is where our pick is at. So we have Asa Newell, Carter Bryant, Derek Queen, Jace Richardson, Conrad, Ian Jackson, got Boogie Flynn, Noah. And then, so do I want to take Asa Newell, or do I want to take like a Carter Bryant or a Conrad, or I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take Asa Newell though. So we're going to get ourselves a forward here to add to the what we already have at forward. So Georgia forward Asa Newell is on the team, and then we have like Rasheer Fleming here, or Boogie Flynn, or something along the lines of that. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and potentially select. I think I'm going to take Rasheer Fleming. So we're going to take Rasheer Fleming here. So 12 and 22. To me, are some pretty successful picks, and I'll let the assistant GM take care of the second round pick. So that's not bad. So we get Asa Newell, Rasheer Fleming, and then Cam Jones in round 2. Not too shabby on that as well. Player options, of course, Dyson Daniels' team option will absolutely be accepted. He just had a great season, as we all know. He's in the ballot for most improved and defensive player of the year. So shout out to Dyson Daniels for the season he's had in Atlanta, because he was kind of an afterthought in New Orleans. So Atlanta did pretty well in that DeJounte Murray trade, all things considered, obviously, after they gave up a lot of their future for DeJounte Murray. At least they got Dyson Daniels out of it, right? So for free agency, we have Karis LeVert, Garrison Matthews, Barlow, and Clint Capella all as free agents. If we take a look at what we have right now, so Trey Young and Kobe Buffkin, I'm actually fine with Kobe Buffkin still being our backup point guard next year. Still very cheap right now. Daniels, of course, is going to start next to Trey Young, which fits extremely well. And then you got Ricochet, who's going to get his sophomore season start. So I'm, very excited about that. Vic Krejci, who's a nice little shooter off the bench. So going to try to keep him, obviously, in the building. And then Jalen Johnson, once he's healthy, will take over starting power forward role again. Mohamed Gay, you got a power forward, Ace Newell, and Fleming. So we kind of have a logjam at the 4 right now. But we could probably eventually move like one of these guys to center if needed. Like Rasheer Fleming, I think, could play some stretch 5 potentially. But it probably wouldn't be a horrible idea to get a center in free agency if we wanted to. So I am going to start with, I think I'm going to bring back LeVert just because he's a nice little scoring addition off the bench. So I'm going to give him a 2-year deal. I want to lock myself into him long term. Do we just re-sign Capella or do we go for somebody different? It looks like we have the ability to sign somebody different. Like the Thunder, for whatever reason, waived Jalen Williams, which I think is very bizarre. But I'm actually loving that idea. I'm going to go Jalen Williams. It's only going to be a 1-year deal, but I don't know why they would have waived him. But if he chooses us, I'm fine with that. So we're not doing a whole lot this offseason, which feels kind of interesting to do because Atlanta, didn't make the playoffs or whatever. But I know 2K's internal development does actually pretty well on this team. Like Ricochet is actually really good in the 2K sim. He develops really nicely. So Trey Young is down 2 overall, which definitely sucks. Daniels is up. Ricochet is already up to an 84, which is nice. Jalen Johnson up to an 86. Only 1 overall upgrade, obviously. And then Kobe Buffkin is up as well, and Georges Niang is down. There's still the potential of stopping at the trade deadline to make some kind of upgrade, but we're basically going to be running it back for the most part, which feels kind of weird, but I feel like the only thing we really could have done to change this is trade Trey Young, which, like I said, I wasn't going to do today. So let's just go take a look at the rotation going into this next season. So here's what the rotation could look like potentially for next season, as we have Trey Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Jalen Williams, Karis LeVert, Terrence Mann, and Vic Krejci, and Kobe Buffkin. So it does leave like some of our rookies not playing, along with Mohamed Gay as well not playing. So that definitely sucks, but I think I'm fine with what we got for now. I'm fine with the rookies not being in the rotation right away. So the only other thing I do want to look at is the shot tendencies, because obviously Trey Young is going to score on this team, but who's going to score next to him is the question. So Ricochet's shot tendency is pretty nice, but I want Jalen Johnson. I think if we have any chance of making this work with Trey Young, Jalen Johnson has to be well on his way of becoming a star for us. So I'm going to give him a pretty high shot and touch tendency and see how that would work for him. So I need Jalen Johnson to be the co-star for Atlanta if this is going to work with Trey Young, in my opinion. So the only other thing I want to do is I want to fix some of the minutes, because I want Trey Young and Jalen Johnson to play a ton together. Like I want Trey Young obviously getting 37 minutes, and I want Jalen Johnson getting like 30, something more than just whatever. So it'll go 35 to Jalen Johnson. So something like that, and we'll see how this goes. If I do stop at the trade deadline for whatever reason, of course, I will show you. Our proficiency is actually 4-star perimeter centric, which is nice out of the gate, because obviously it's only year 1 of this rebuild. So we're going to simulate year 1. If I stop the deadline to do anything, I'll show you, but it all just kind of depends on the record. And if there's anybody available, that would make sense. You do have some salaries we could throw in together to make something happen. But we know Dyson Daniels is going to be up for an extension soon. This team is going to be getting expensive here soon, but I like what we have right now, and we will see how we're doing by the deadline. I'm hoping to be a decent team, but we'll see. So we're at the trade deadline at 28 and 24 at this current moment, and there's one thing I find interesting in the deadline. There's only one player I'm truly interested in bringing in potentially, so this is what it's looking like right now. So things are going decently well. We're only 4 games over 500, so obviously we could fall out pretty quickly if things go south. But there's one player in particular that I thought could be an interesting addition to this team. Obviously, like, I could see a Zion Williamson thing being a thing as well for the Hawks in real life, but I did bring him in the Chicago video, so I'm not going to do that again. I don't even know if we have enough assets to pull it off, but the 76ers are rebuilding again, and Joel Embiid is still kind of just sitting there, and he's not untouchable. I don't know if we have enough to get him, but I kind of want to try it, because if we're going to try to make it work with Trey Young, why not bring in somebody who would pair extremely well with him and Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid with Jalen Johnson, Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, and Trey Young, that team would be pretty dangerous. Now, like I said, I don't even know if Philadelphia would give him to me, and we do have to keep in mind that Embiid could regress pretty quickly, but if we make it to where he doesn't regress so damn much, and obviously the health is a concern as well, but I want to see if we can make it happen. It might not be able to happen. We're going to at least give it a shot. So we're going to start with Terrence Mann salary in here, obviously, and we'll throw Okongwu on them just because I feel like we probably have to throw somebody really good in this trade for them to even consider it. We probably have to throw in Asa Noel and Rasheer Fleming, so both our first round picks that were in the what we drafted, and then Levert. So something like that, and then hopefully they just have a bunch of small salaries I can throw in here. It's like JT Toppin, Butler, and then let's say Yabusele. Okay, the Hawks would require a little too much money. Do we have anybody making over Levert money? I guess no, not Riche. We're not doing that. We have Buffkin. Okay, so this may not be able to work actually. The Hawks would acquire just a little too much money unless there's someone making a little bit cheaper somewhere. Yeah, these guys are in two ways. This guy, they're all on two ways. So, I mean, a Dim Bona is making 1.96. Could I remove it? I guess we could do it with the Dim Bona. So Terrence Mann, Okongwu, Ace Noel, Rasheer Fleming, and Levert. We bring in Joel Embiid. It does suck to trade Okongwu, but if we get Embiid, man, imagine what this could look like. Okay, so what pick do we have that's most valuable? This one's 1.5. Our pick in 2020. Okay, so we don't have a 1.5 star pick. So this is going to be our best offer at it. Terrence Mann, Okongwu, Asa Noel, Rasheer Fleming, Levert, and Milwaukee first round pick. And we also get like Jared Butler and Dim Bona, which aren't bad throw-ins either. I don't know if Philadelphia's going to accept this, but let's offer it. And they say no. That was our best shot. We tried to bring in Embiid. Didn't work. All good. We'll just keep running with what we have. Maybe we'll revisit it in the offseason. But hopefully we continue on the path of making the playoffs. Hey, would you look at that? As I'm recording this, Cooper Flag is declared for the 2025 NBA draft. Maybe the Hawks will get... I'm just kidding. That doesn't matter anymore. I was about to say, maybe they'll get lucky and their pick jumps up, but then it would go to the Spurs, so we don't want that. I guess maybe if you're a Spurs fan, you'd want that. But MVP goes to Shea. That's all besides the point. Rookie of the Year goes to Flag. Josh Giddey, 6th man. Giannis, Defensive Player. Evan Mobley, Most Improved. And LeBron's your Clutch Player. Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year. So we did find ourselves making the postseason, which is great. As Trey Young does make All-NBA third team, averaging 27 and 9. Awesome stuff there. Embiid also makes it for the 76ers, but I'm very curious to see if they made the playoffs or not, because I still want to see if I can bring in Embiid. I really like that idea, and Philadelphia missed the playoffs entirely, so you'd really have to think that Embiid could be available potentially. But 27 from Trey Young, 22 from Jalen Johnson, 18 from Riche, so really solid stuff, honestly. And then you got 12 from Levert, 9 from Okongwu, 8 and 8 from Jalen Williams, 8 from Dice Daniels, 5 from Mann, and 5 from Kobe Buffkin, and 3 from Vit Krejci. Okay, so Boston is our matchup in round 1. Obviously, this is not going to be easy whatsoever. Boston is the most dangerous team in the East, really. So we're going to string this down to a 9-man rotation. And Trey Young, Riche, Jalen Johnson. Like, I still want Jalen Johnson getting a ton of minutes here, obviously, as well. We're going to rock with that, and we'll see if we can compete with the Boston Celtics. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. Okay, game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. So we got a dogfight right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get game 5 on the road. That would be pretty cool. Close game so far. We do take the lead here late, and do we keep it? We do. We beat the Celtics in game 5, and now if we win game 6 at home, we're going to the second round after taking out the most dangerous team in the East, the Boston Celtics, and that would give us a lot of momentum going forward. But the Celtics might force a game 7, and they do. That was probably our chance and our opportunity, and we may have blew it. But here goes nothing for game 7 on the road in TD Garden. So we had a chance, and now we're in dangerous territory on the road. But we are fighting and battling. We've taken the lead a couple times, but the Celtics are going to put us out 125 to 141. Trey Young drops 47, but just not enough, unfortunately. So Brooklyn also beat Cleveland in round 1. Damn. And then Sacramento. AFCs are on top right now. Sacramento swept the Spurs, which is wild. How does this team sweep the Spurs? That's so weird, but that's 2K for you. All right, Thunder and Celtics. We got the Thunder going on to win the championship. So the Celtics did go all the way to the finals, and we almost took them out, man. If we would have won game 6, would we have won a championship this year? I don't know. Well, it was a possibility, I think. At least I like to think so. Let's go to the lottery, though, even though I'm pretty sure we don't have any like picks in this lottery, but we'll double check. So the Pacers get 1, which is pretty wild to think about. Thunder have 2 picks, but one of them is supposed to go back. Pelicans via Milwaukee. And do we have a pick at all in this draft? No, the Spurs have our pick, and we have... Okay, so it's a pick swap, so we get the 29th pick via the Spurs. Okay, let's go to staff signing. We got Quinn Snyder still as the head coach, which I think is fine because we were so close to taking out the championship Celtics. They didn't win this year, but you get what I'm saying. So let's head to draft night. Let's fix all those picks that are a problem right now. And then I still want to potentially revisit the Embiid idea. Or maybe even just a different center in general, because as much as I like Okongwu, he just doesn't really develop in 2K to anything. Like, he's an 85 right now, but I don't think I've ever seen him go up to like an 88, 89 or anything like that. So I think that's the only reason why I would truly move on from him. Although, if I could find a way to keep him, I'd keep him too. But we'll see. We're going to bark up this tree one more time. And if we can't get it to go through this time, I might just give up on this specific idea. But we'll see if we even have the sour to get there. So it looks like we actually do now. So we're going to throw in both our young players in here. Because if you're getting Embiid, you're going to have to give up a decent amount, obviously, right? So we'll go Crushables, and then we could throw, you know, as many picks as we can fit in here. So 2027, 2028, and then 2030. Now, I think Embiid's trade value would be hurt a little bit by his health concerns, obviously. Is there any way we could keep Okongwu without... I mean, it would be pretty wild if we could keep Okongwu out of this trade, but I have my doubts about that. So here's the offer for Embiid. We get Rasheer Fleming, Asa Noel, 3 first-round picks, and Terrence Mann for Embiid, and they agree. So we now have Joel Embiid on the team. So Joel Embiid is now an Atlanta Hawks. So Joel Embiid is going to pair with Trey Young. The 76ers move on from him. And just to show you that, to me, it would be kind of realistic the 76ers move on from him. They went 25 and 57. So clearly, they need to get rid of Embiid and move on. So we now have him as a Atlanta Hawk. Now, for this to have some shelf life, I want Joel Embiid not to regress so damn much. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that I'm doing this right in front of you. I do not care because 2K, to me, makes guys regress really fast. So Joel Embiid is going to have some shelf life in this video. And now we have a Trey Young Embiid. I'm excited. I'm very excited about this. We'll see how it goes. But obviously, this is the team we have now. We're locked into this roster. We have some guys to pay this offseason as well. We have a draft pick, I believe. We didn't give them that because it was only the 29th pick. But man, am I excited. We give up a lot of our young talent. We're going straight to just trying to be good right away. And that's what we should do. Like, Trey Young's been here for a while, so we're finally giving him an opportunity to start. So Bryce James will be the addition. Maybe LeBron will join us. Just kidding. He probably retired already. Cam Jones, I'm going to go ahead and accept. So Trey Young does decline his player option, which obviously he's going to want to re-up. So then qualifying offers, Daniels and Jalen Williams, which we're probably not going to bring back Jalen Williams, even though I loved the addition last year. He averaged 8 on 37% from 3. But we have Okongwu still. We didn't even trade Okongwu in that trade. So Trey Young is unrestricted, asking for $59 million. So Joel Embiid is signed for, what, 3 years? So I think what I want to do is I want to match Trey Young's contract with Embiid's timeline, because then we can just give this a chance. If it doesn't work, then you'd move on from both of them. I don't know if we'll get that far in this video, but we have Dyson Daniels, who's also getting an offer from me, clearly. But Kobe Buffkin remains the backup point guard. Cam Jones maybe can develop into something as a backup too. But obviously, Levert's there as right now. Craigie is still here. Gay is still here. And then Joel Embiid and Okongwu. So we just need to bring back Trey Young and Daniels, and we'll be good. So I'm hoping to save as much money as possible. So we announced these guys, and then we're going to wait. Okay, so Trey Young starting to get some legit offers. So we got to be careful. So again, I don't want to renounce them. Please stop asking me to renounce them. Now his offers are completely gone. He had just a few just a second ago, but they're all gone now. Okay, so again, not renouncing them, please. Okay, so Trey Young finally has some offers. There's still nothing good, though, out there. So we could probably take Trey Young as far as we can go. But if we lose him, okay, I'm not going to gamble this any longer. I'm going to give Trey Young a 3-year deal. He's probably going to get something like this anyway. So we're going to go 3 years, 45, something like that to match with Joel Embiid's contract. No player option. So let's see if he takes that. And it looks like he will. The 93% interest. And then Dyson Daniels is restricted, so we can kind of wait on this one a little bit longer, because even if someone offers him something, we can match it, obviously. So Trey Young, we'll go ahead and sign that 3-year deal to match Joel Embiid's timeline, or to match his contract, I guess I should say. And then quit asking me to renounce Dyson Daniels. It's not happening. So Dyson Daniels, once we get him to as cheap as possible in day 12, we'll bring him back, obviously, on a larger deal, because he's only 23 years old. So 5-year deal. Can I get you less than 30? Maybe it's just 30 on the dot, I guess. What about that? He does. Okay, so 30 on the dot for Dyson Daniels, and boom, that's done. So now you got Embiid, Trey Young, Dyson Daniels up to an 89, Riche is up, and you got 87 Jalen Johnson. Levert is down, Gay is up, Kobe Buffkin is up. So this is going to be interesting to see how this is going to go. Embiid with this Atlanta Hawks roster, I mean, our whole starting five is going to be 87 overall and above. Then you get Okongwu off the bench, and then there's still possibilities of making more additions going forward. Obviously, as far as how much we're spending, it's a lot of money. So once like Kobe Buffkin asks for a big contract, the odds of us being able to keep him become very small. So we might look to trade Kobe Buffkin at the deadline, because I've seen him before ask for like $20 million after the season, which we're not going to be able to afford. So let's go ahead, get into this next season, and we'll see with Embiid if we can become a contender in the East. And I think there should be a case that we will, but we'll find out. We now find ourselves at a 4.5 perimeter centric, and I love this starting five. This would be, ooh, what did I just click? Okay, well, here we are. I just wanted to show you shots with Embiid. That's what I did. I literally didn't even mean to click that. That's hilarious. I somehow loaded into that. Also, by the way, I need to turn on autosave because this is going to get dangerous if my game decides to freeze on me. So let's go ahead and get into the rotation like I was trying to do, though. So Trey Young, Daniels, Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, Joel Embiid, Okongwu, LeVert, Craigie, Kobe Buffkin, and that is your rotation. So that leaves Mohamed Gay out of it. But I think that's fine. So we can run that 9-man rotation. And then shot tendencies are going to be important as well because obviously not everybody can score on this team because there's a lot of high shot tendencies. So Trey Young's can obviously remain pretty high. Joel Embiid, I want to remain pretty high as well. But I think I wouldn't mind if Trey Young took a backseat a little bit. Jalen Johnson can come down quite a bit, something like that. And we'll go Ricochet down a lot because we don't need him to be that good. We need him to be a 3-and-D role player, basically. So we'll go 74. Trey Young's is, let's go a little bit higher there. And then Jalen Johnson's can be maybe just a little bit lower. Something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Power ranking Atlanta's 6th overall. Rotation, again, looks like this. So I'm pretty excited and optimistic about this season. But we'll have to see how it goes. Give Trey Young 34 minutes. And then Embiid is still going to get... So they're both going to get 35. Something like that. All right. Let's go ahead, simulate the first month or so and see how this goes. So far, we start off 0-3, but it looks like the chemistry just had to gel a little bit. 4-5. And then, okay, so 5-7 so far. Not great. This is not what you'd want to see if you brought in Embiid. But it looks like things are going to start to turn around, hopefully. And I'll see you guys at the end of this season, where hopefully we're a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. So Jokic wins MVP as the for the Denver Nuggets. AJ is Rookie of the Year in Indiana, which is not a team I've seen him really obviously be on before because Indiana is usually pretty good in the sim. Dylan Harper, Most Improved. Devin Booker, Clutch Player. Ray Popovich, Coach of the Year, and Aaron Phillips is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. So we do get Embiid and Trey Young making All-NBA third team, which is exciting. Here's your All-Defense first team as we get Dyson Daniels on here too, and All-Defensive second team. So not too shabby, as we are the 3rd seed in the East. So we do get a top 3 seed, but Cleveland and Indiana are still better than us. So Indiana went from having the #1 pick to now having the 1st seed, which is good for them. So you had 18 from Jalen Johnson, 17 from Ricochet, 22 from Trey Young, and 24 and 10 from Joel Embiid. So very solid stuff. Daniels also had 10, 9 from LeVert off the bench, 9 from Okongwu. Okay, so here goes nothing. So let's see. We can take out the Atlanta Hawks, or sorry, take out the Pistons in round 1. Cade Cunningham, Malik Beasley, Asar, Ron Holland, and our former Atlanta Hawk Capella. So they no longer have Jalen Duren. Instead, they have Capella, which is interesting. But let's see how this goes. Game 1 goes to us. Beat them 129-95. I mean, to me, the only player to be really scared of right now is probably Cade Cunningham. Asar is well on his way, of course, as well. But Cade is clearly the guy that we'd have to defend. As you can see, he's averaging 40 points right now through game 1. But yeah, he's the guy. As long as we can find a way to slow him down. Or let him do everything and just slow others down. And this is working to a T so far as we're up 3-0. And we will sweep the Detroit Pistons. Okay, now we get a tougher matchup, of course, against Cleveland, it looks like. And it will be the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got Indiana and Brooklyn on the other side, San Antonio, New Orleans, and Houston and Minnesota. Do we have the size to match up well with Cleveland if we want to put out Okongwu out there as well at times? But obviously, just Ricochet, Jalen Johnson are big dudes as well. Daniels is a nice big guard. Trey Young, of course, is, matched up with Garland pretty nicely. Okay, so here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to us, 123-108. 22 from Garland, 24 from Trey Young. Game 2 goes to us, 119-115. So far, so good. And we will go up 3-0. So the Cavs do not have an answer for us so far. We have not lost a game in the playoffs yet, until now. Of course, 3-1. We beat them in 5. Yes, we do. Okay, I was starting to wonder if a 3-0 comeback was starting to brew. We got Indiana and Brooklyn in a 6-game series at least so far. Hopefully it goes to 7 so they're tired when they come into the conference finals, but we'll see how it goes. So we get Indiana up 3-2. Brooklyn force a game 7. No, damn, okay. All good. So now we play the Indiana Pacers, who have AJ DeBanza and Halliburton and Siakam. So this should be tough, but obviously it's not a fully developed AJ DeBanza yet, so that does work in our favor a little bit. But Halliburton, Nembhard, it's a good Indiana team. I think we have a good team as well. We'll see how it goes. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us, 113-103. 36 from Benedict Mathurin, 22 from Trey Young, 20 from Jalen Johnson as well. Oh, wow. I didn't mean to click. I think I just clicked somebody current round on accident. And we've made it to the conference finals. Okay, I meant to go game by game. That went fast. Okay, we beat them in 6, though. So that's great. But now we get to play the team that we made the DeJounte Murray trade with. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. What am I looking at right now? Why is Chet Holmgren a San Antonio Spur? And why is Jabari Smith a San Antonio Spur too? Chet and Wembanyama paired together sounds insane. Why did that happen? OKC, what did you do? Why did you let him go? I feel like every time I've thrown an offer sheet at Chet, you guys don't let that happen. So why did you let it happen now? Maybe because you drafted Maluwak? Is that why? Okay, well, Wemby and Chet it is. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to them. Yeah, it's not shocking. They have Wemby and freaking Chet. Did they sign Chet to a long-term deal? Or is it just like a 1-year thing? He's been here for 2 years? Or no, he's not. It's playoffs and 1 season. My bad. Okay. He's on a long-term contract. How did the Thunder let that happen? Wemby's about to get paid as well, of course, too. All right. Well, I thought we had a championship this season, but then I saw Wemby and Chet paired together, and it was kind of over once I saw that. But let's see if we can maybe win a game at least and not get swept. So we are going to win this one. 99 to 123, so not bad. But let's go ahead and keep it going. So now we go to game 5 on the road in San Antonio. We'll see if we can't make another one happen, and we can make a game 6 potentially be a thing. And this is going to be another win for us. So a game 6 is going to happen. The San Antonio Spurs might be playing with their foot a little too much, unless if they put us away here, which is potentially possible. But we're kind of in there, but not really. So we're going to drop in 6 games to the Spurs in the final. So 134 to 90, the Spurs have won the championship. So that is disappointing because we made all the way to the finals just to fall short because of Wemby and Chet paired together. I don't know why the Thunder allowed that to happen, but they did. Okay, well, let's get to the offseason, shall we? So Wizards number 1, Hornets via Dallas, and then Pelicans via Milwaukee, Jazz via LA. Staff signing, we have Quinn Snyder still out here. So we just made it to the finals with them. So yes, please come back. So he will stick around. And now let's head to draft night. And I don't think we had a pick at all, but let me just double check. So obviously, mortgage our future a little bit. So we have an early second. So let's just let the assistant GM take care of that. It'll be Kelly Marshall. I'm not going to worry about signing him. Player options, Ricochet and Vit Krejci. We'll, of course, accept both of those. Krejci is going to have to be our backup 3 next year. And Ricochet, of course, we don't have to pay him just yet, but it is coming very soon. And then for free agency, we have Mohamed Gay and Karis LeVert as free agents. I will tell you, I did extend Kobe Buffkin. He actually didn't ask for that much money. He was only asking for $9 million a year, which isn't terrible. So that was fine with me. Okay, so we have a backup point guard. We have a backup 3. We have a backup center. So we don't have a backup 4 or a backup shooting guard, basically. So that's the one thing we should be looking at. We obviously have Gee sitting out here and also LeVert, but I think we're going to have to save some money in both positions potentially. So I don't think we'd be bringing either of them back, unfortunately. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna renounce both of them because we're gonna let them walk, and we're gonna save some money on day 12 free agency and sign some cheaper options there. And then we're gonna run this back basically because we were 2 games away from winning a championship. So we're gonna see if next year we can be even closer. So shooting guards, we can still sign LeVert back, but let's see what else we got. So shooting guards. Hoping to get, so like we have Tyrese Martin, there's Beal, which is interesting. Johnny Davis, Ben Shepherd, who's restricted. Ben Shepherd would be nice. Ooh, Ryan Repair, actually, I kind of like the idea of that. Can I get him for like a 1-year deal thing? So I'm going to give Ryan Repair an offer, only 23 years old. And then I'm assuming that's all I can probably really snag. So we're going to get Ryan Repair. Hopefully he'll develop a little bit. And we'll have Embiid, 92, Daniels, 91, 89, Ricochet, 89, Jalen Johnson, 85, Okongwu, and Bryce James did go up, so he's slowly developing, but looks like Ryan Repair will be that guy that's in the rotation at the end there. So let's go ahead and run this bad boy back. The rotation is basically going to be the same because obviously we kind of locked ourselves up into this team, other than the fact that, we don't have LeVert anymore here, or we don't have Gay in here either. But let's go see if we can't make it happen again and get to the finals again and maybe win. The Wembanyama wins MVP. Stokes is Rookie of the Year. Liam McNeely is your 6th man. Wemby Defensive Player. Koa is your Most Improved. And Brunson is your Clutch Player. And Popovich also wins Coach of the Year. And Executive goes to Aaron Phillips. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So Dyson Daniels makes it. But I didn't really see Trey Young or Joel Embiid making one of these. But I assume the shot tendencies probably went up naturally. And that's probably why. But if we take a look at the stats, so we had 25 from Embiid, 22 from Jalen Johnson become the second scorer, actually. And Trey Young comes down to 19 and 9, which is fine. 19 from Ricochet, which is awesome. 10 from Buffkin and 10 from Dyson Daniels. How is Ricochet doing from 3? 38, 39. You got 35 and 34. So spacing's not terrible. Kobe Buffkin, not great, but whatever. All right, so all that matters, of course, is getting back to the finals and then winning when we're there if we're able to. So we get to play the Cleveland Cavaliers again, who we were able to beat last year, but they've added Mikal Bridges. I wonder how they pulled that off. He signed for $2 million, which is just unfathomable, but that's what happened. So game 1 goes to us, 134 to 108. Go Embiid with 34. Game 2 goes to Cleveland. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. Okay, so we got a dogfight with the 8th seed, which isn't great because obviously losing to the 8th seed right now would be pretty devastating. Would not be a good look, and we're gonna hopefully take the 3-2 lead here. We do 111 122. So all we got to do is win game 6, and we're out of the dogfight here with the 8th seed. Obviously, Cleveland's a good 8th seed, but I would love not to lose to them because that would just be a horrible look and put us in a really bad position in this video. But thankfully, we'll beat them in 6. 39 from Embiid, 29 from Jalen Johnson. And now we get to play Milwaukee. So they have Jeremy. Wait, is Jeremy Sohan playing center for the Bucks? Do they literally not have a center right now? I guess Robert Williams is there. Okay, that's interesting. So Lillard, Jalen, Tarius, and Giannis, and Sohan. I guess the secondary position is center. So yeah, there it is. Malik Monk, but that would mean Embiid should absolutely kill Jeremy Sohan down low, if I had to guess, but we'll see. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us, and we beat them in 5. Okay, so we're back in the conference finals. Obviously, the Spurs are on the other side again, so who knows with that. We still got to take care of the Pacers. We'll probably have developed the bands a little bit more, so this is not going to be an easy one either. So so Devan's come off the bench now, which is interesting. But yeah, he's an 89 overall now. So this is going to be tough, but I think both teams match up pretty well together. So we'll see how it goes. Game 1 goes to Indiana. Game 2 goes to us, 139 to 120. 26 from AJ, 31 from Embiid. I don't want to simcast yet. Game 3 goes to us. Go up 3-1. Come on. And yes, can we beat them in 5? No. 6? Yes. Okay, so we're in the finals again. And it might be the Spurs again, but we'll have to see. So hopefully it's not, but it looks like it's going to be. So let's see how it goes. And it is the Spurs. So Spurs and Hawks in the finals 2 years in a row. I'm going to go to an 8-man rotation for these finals, and we're going to see if that makes any difference. I don't know if it will, but I'm going to do it anyway. So fingers crossed we can get the better of them this year. We pushed into 6 last year. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 was okay. Game 4 to them. All right, the Spurs just may have our number. We may not be able to win a championship because Wembanyama exists today, and Chet paired with them as well. But we did push them to 6 last year, so what if we were able to push them to 7 this year? Potentially. Then who knows what happens in Game 7. So we're going to win this one. We're not dead yet. Just got to win one more, man, at home. We're at home for this one. Win Game 6, and we're going to a Game 7, and it'll be a dogfight there. We have a great lead right now. Just hang on to it. We can go to a Game 7. Let me get there, and we do get there. So Game 7 is happening. Okay, we go back to San Antonio on the road, Game 7, to try to bring home a championship to Atlanta. We have the lead in the first quarter, but they're still right on our ankles, and they're going to take it. Don't let them run away with it, though, and they're going to run away with it. Damn, man, the Spurs are killing us today. I just hit the mic, sorry, but I'm so mad right now. Oh, Spurs, what are you doing to me? Okay. So 115 to 140, 29 from Trey Young, and we lose to the Spurs in 7. That's twice now that the Spurs have not allowed us to win a championship. We got to go one final time. One more time. That's all she wrote. If we lose, we lose. We're going to try this one more time. So I'm just going to snap my finger, even though I'd already snapped it. Oh, wow. LeBron is still playing? What the hell? Retired in Chicago. Okay. Well, I'm going to snap my fingers, and I will see you guys. Wow, Brooklyn's going to have 1 and 2. Shout out to the Nets. But I will see you guys next season because I'm anticipating... Actually, is Brooklyn even supposed to have that pick anymore? I think it's supposed to go to the... you know what? I don't even care at this point. Although I should because the Nets are actually really good right now already. So if they add... Philadelphia pick's probably correct. But I don't think that Suns pick is right. Whatever. Let's just go to player options. And, well, I guess we have the draft too. But I think we don't have a pick here. So, no. We didn't have any. Player options. Embiid accepts, which is great because... I wanted him and Trey Young to write it out one more time. Maybe Bryce James is ready to join the rotation this year. To repair and Ricochet. So Ricochet is about to get his bag, which is going to be expensive. And Okongwu was a free agent too. We're actually going to lose Okongwu this offseason as well, so that's going to really hurt us. But Ricochet, of course, is going to be signed back because we can't afford Okongwu, man. We can't afford to pay Embiid 69 million and then pay Okongwu. Like, that's going to be just too much money. But once Ricochet is back, that'll be nice. So I will see you guys. Well, actually, I guess I should show you what we're doing here. So Ricochet is going to get an offer sheet. We're going to match it. Okongwu is just unreal. Realistically, bringing him back is going to be really tough to do because if we look at it right now, Okongwu has a $25 million cap hold in our salary cap table, $227 million. So a lot of money is being spent right now. Obviously, this is going to be the last year of Trey Young and Embiid regardless, so you'd have a cleaner cap sheet for the next couple of years. You'd probably re-sign Trey Young, but maybe let Embiid go, obviously at 34 years old. So yeah, something like that is what you'd have to do. So we need a, we have Ricochet back, so we basically just need a... Bryce James is probably going to have to step up in the backup 2-guard role, which is fine, or backup 3 if we move him there, but we need backup front court really badly. So so backup center, we have J Huff, Orlando Robinson. So I'm going to go... I mean, can I pay Okongwu? I think, no, we're going to be like hard capped. Look at that. Yeah, so I don't think I can pay Okongwu realistically. So we're going to go to... Well, I guess I'm going to take this to the last... We're going to try to get Repair back as well. So Ryan Repair can stay because he might come back on a little bit of a qualifying offer because he was still restricted for some reason. But we're going to take this to the last day and sign Repair back, and then we'll sign a front court player on the last day of free agency. So it still says we get Okongwu. I mean, if he would sign for cheap, which I guess we can get him on like on a 1-year deal for 17 million. So yeah, we're going to ride this out 1 more year. So we'll get Okongwu back, and then Repair will come back as well. Okay, so we're able to bring him back for a 1-year deal, so we're not locked into him long term. So we'll take that. And then what did Bryce James develop into? He's a 75 still. So I guess Bryce James is going to move to the 3. So he's going to play some minutes this year. So he's up to 76, which is not great, but this is the final chance. So I will see you guys at the end of the season. If we don't win, we don't win. And that's all she wrote. The last chance to get a championship with this core, and we'll see if it works. 24 from Embiid, 21 from Ricochet, who's become the second scorer now. So Jalen Johnson and now Trey Young have taken the back seat. Buffkin with 11, 9 and 8 from Okongwu, and 9 from Dyson Daniels. So this is it. We don't get it done here, we are toast, and we are not winning a championship today. So play the Bucks. We were able to beat them earlier, so they now have Devin Booker though, which is interesting with Giannis. So we'll see. So I'm going to come around against Milwaukee. I'm really just focused on getting to the conference finals, or sorry, to the finals. We beat the Bucks in 6, who gave us some trouble there. But now we get to play Cleveland, which they gave us trouble last year, and they have Randall off the bench now. So we'll see. So I'm going to come around and... Oh boy, we're down 3-1 right now. So we could be toast in the second round. So we made it to the finals twice, and that might have been our chance to win a championship, unless if we're able to come back from 3-1 on the Cavs, which is possible. But all you got to do is win 1 game. So we win game 5, and now we go to a game 6 in Cleveland. We got to win this one to force a game 7. And it's close right now, but as long as we hang on, we're going to a game 7, and we will hang on 142 to 120. The Hornets are awaiting us if we're able to complete this 3-1 comeback. So far, so good. As long as we don't blow this lead that we have. Not that big, but we will hang on. So 107-112. The Cleveland Cavaliers blow a 3-1 lead. All right, Charlotte, let's see what you got. We have not dealt with them in this video yet. Mikal Bridges is now on that team. They have Nate Ament as well. And then obviously Ace Bailey, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Jaden, LaMelo. So it's a good team. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. And we beat them in 6. Yes, okay. San Antonio, third time's... Or no, the Warrior... Whoa, did the Warrior... Wait, I don't even know... Was that 3-1? I swear... Or maybe it was 3-2. But the Warriors won, so we don't even have to deal with the Spurs. So this is our chance. Who do the Warriors have, though? So they have Johnson, Jalen Green, Okoro, Keegan Murray, Mark Williams, and Zion. Okay. But we don't have to deal with Wemby. That's all I can really ask for. Okay. It's our chance, man. We got to take advantage. Game 1 goes to the Warriors. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us. Win game 5, please. Oh my gosh. There's no shot we made it to the finals 3 times today, and we're going to just lose every time we're here. Please tell me win at least one of them, right? Right? 3 times today. We've made it to the finals 3 times. And we lost every single time. Call us the Buffalo Bills, because I know they made it to the Super Bowl like so many times and they lost every time. And we lose again. So that is how the video will end. 3 finals appearances, no championships to show for it. I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.